Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing an exercise that is going to strengthen your understanding of how to program a server. So we're going to create a folder and we're going to call it Phonebook Server. And we're going to open our terminal and navigate to this folder. And in here, we're going to initialize our server. So we're going to use the command npm init. The package name, we're going to give it backend. Version, we're going to use the default. Description, empty. Entry point, we're going to use the default. Test command, empty. Git repository, empty. Keywords, empty. And author, you can put in your own name. And the license, we're going to use the default value. Finally, it's going to ask us to confirm. We're going to press enter again. Next, let's install the libraries that we're going to use. So the first one is going to be Express. Another library we're going to be using is NodeMon. So NodeMon is going to restart our server every time we make changes. Once that's done, we're going to open our package.json file and we're going to add a couple shortcuts. First, we're going to add start, which is going to have a value of node index.js. And we're going to have another key, which is dev, and it's going to have a value of nodemon index.js. Now we can save this file. And next, we're going to create our entry file, which is index.js. So we're going to create a new file, and we're going to call it index.js. So the first thing we need to do is import Express. So we're going to use the require function, and we're going to pass in Express. And we're going to create an application using Express. So we're going to have const app, and we're going to set it equal to Express. Next, we're going to have our hard-coded list of people. So you can copy and paste this from the description below. So what the person's list is, it contains different objects, and each object represents one person. Each person is going to have a unique ID. It's going to have a name attribute and a number attribute. So once we have our collection, we're going to define our first address. So we're going to have app.get, and the address we want to access is API/persons. So whenever the client sends a request to this address, we want to run the following function. Our function is going to have a request and a response. So we're going to respond with a JSON form of our persons collection. Once that's done, we need to define our port. So we're going to create a variable called port, and we're going to give it a value of 3001. And we need to listen to this port. So we're going to have app.listen, and we're going to pass in our port number. Now we can save our file and open the terminal. And in here, we're going to run npm run dev, which is going to be using the NodeMon package. Once our server has started, we're going to open our server address in our browser. As you can see, our persons collection is rendered to our browser. The next functionality we need to deal with is accessing an individual person using their ID. So we're going to head back to our code. Here we need to define another get function, and the address we're going to pass it is going to be API/persons/:ID. We use the colon when we want to take input from the request, and then we're going to pass in a function that's going to run when the client accesses this specific address. The first thing we need to do is extract the ID. So we're going to create a variable called ID, and we're going to access requests.params.id. Now this ID is going to be of type string, but we want it to be of type number, so we're going to use the number function. And we're going to pass in the ID. Once we have our ID, we're going to use the find function to extract the person from our collection. So we're going to have persons.find, and we're going to return this person if the person's ID matches the ID we get from the request. Now, the client might access an ID that doesn't exist, and in order to deal with that, we're going to have an if condition. And if person is defined, in that case, we want to respond with a JSON format of that person. If that is not the case, then we want to respond with a status code of 404, which means not found. We're also going to add one more functionality, which is going to display the number of persons stored in our collection. So we're going to have another get function, and we're going to call the address info. And whenever our client sends a request to /info, we're going to run this function. We are simply going to respond with the send function, and we're going to have a formatted string that says phone book contains, and we're going to substitute in persons.length, which is going to be the length of our collection, and we're going to say persons. So now we can save our file and head to the browser. So we still have our persons collection. If we put in an ID in the address, let's say 2, and press enter, we get the person with the ID of 2. And if we put in an ID that doesn't exist, let's say 5, and press enter, we get an error. So we're going to open our developer console to see the status code we got. In order to see the different events, we need to reload our page. So we're going to reload it. And if we expand the 5 event, we can see that we got a status code of 404, not found. The next functionality that we will be implementing is the delete functionality. So we're going to head back to our code. So we're going to have app.delete, and we're going to pass in API/persons/ID. And we're going to have a function that takes in request and response. And in here, the first thing we need to do is extract the ID and convert it to a number. So we're going to have a variable called ID, and we're going to pass in number, and we're going to give it request.params.id. Once we have the ID, we need to filter out our persons collection. So we're going to use the filter function. So we're going to set our persons collection to persons.filter. And we want a person to be included in this filter if their ID doesn't match the ID we got in the address. So this is going to update our persons collection. And finally, we want to respond with something. In this case, we're going to respond with a status code of 204. So we're going to have response.status, and we're going to pass in 204, which means no content, and we're going to end our response. Now, before we test this functionality using Postman, let's add one more functionality that's going to let us add a person to our collection. So we're going to have a post request. So we're going to have app.post, and the address is going to be the address to our collection. And we're going to have a function. The first thing we need to do is extract the body from the request. So this body is going to be an object that contains the person's name and number. So we're going to have a variable called body, and we're going to give it the value of request.body. So before we continue, there are some conditions we want to check. So if the client didn't provide the name or the number, we want to respond with a status code. So we're going to have an if condition, and we're going to check if not body.name or if not body.number. So this condition is going to check if either of these is not defined. If that is the case, we're going to respond with a status code of 400, which means bad request, and we're going to end our response. One more thing we can add here is not letting the client enter in duplicate names. So we can check if the name is already entered. To do that, we're going to use the for each function. So we're going to have persons.forEach, which is going to give us each individual person. And in here, we're going to have a function. So we're going to check if person.name is the same as the name we got from the body. If that is the case, then we're going to have a response status of 400. And instead of simply ending our response, this time we're going to respond with an error message. To do that, we're going to use the JSON function, and we're going to pass in an object. This object is going to have a key, which is going to be error. And the value is going to be whatever we want to be displayed as the error message. In our case, we want to display name already exists. So this is going to check for duplicate names. Once our check is done, then we can create a person object. So we're going to have person. The name attribute is going to go to body.name. The number is going to go to body.number. And finally, the ID, we're going to use the random function. So we're going to have math.random. So we're going to choose a range that's very large, and it's going to make it very unlikely that two contacts have the same ID. So we're going to use 10,000. And of course, we want to convert this to an integer value. So we're going to use math.floor. Once that's done, we're going to update our collection. So we're going to have persons equal to persons.concat, and we're going to pass in our new person. And finally, we're going to respond with the JSON version of this person. So now we can save this file, and we're going to be testing it using the Postman tool. In the Postman tool, we're going to click on new HTTP request, and we're going to pass in the link to our server, which is going to be localhost 3001/API/persons. So first we're going to test the GET request. We're going to send it. As you can see, we get a list of all our persons contact. Next, we're going to access an individual person. Let's put in an ID of 4 and press send. As you can see, we get the person with ID 4. Next, we're going to test putting in an ID that doesn't exist. We're going to put in 5 and press send. We get a 404 not found. Another thing we can test is the info address. So we're going to put in /info and press send. We get phone book contains 4 persons. Next, we're going to test the delete request. So let's say we want to delete the person with ID 4. So we're going to pass in 4. And we're going to change our request from get to delete. And we're going to send our request. As you can see, we get a status code of 204, no content. And now if we were to get all our contacts, we can see that the person with ID 4 no longer exists. The final thing we're going to test is the post request. So we're going to change this to post, and we need to provide a body. So we're going to press on body, we're going to press on raw, and in here we're going to put in a JSON object that corresponds to the person we want to add. So it's going to have a name. We're going to give it John. It's going to have a number attribute, and we're going to give it a random number. And the final thing we need to do is convert this from text to JSON. And now we can send our post request. So we're getting an error when we're trying the post request. And if we look at the error details, we can see that the details say that it cannot read properties of undefined and is trying to read the name attribute, We're getting this error because we're not using a JSON parser in our index.js. So we're going to head back there. And at the top of our file, we're going to have app.use. And we're going to pass in express.json. So what this is going to do is it's going to let us convert the JSON format that we get from the post request, and it's going to convert it to JavaScript. And after the conversion, we can successfully access the different attributes. So we can save our index file and head back to Postman, and we're going to send our post request again. As you can see, now we get a status of 200 OK, and we get our new contact. So to check this, we're going to send a GET request. And if we see at the bottom of our collection, we can see that the new person has been added. So this has been an exercise on programming a server. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel to show your support.